The first day of the Matric exams in Pondoland is wet. A weekend of torrential rains have swollen the rivers and turned the roads to bogs of mud. We're on our way to a high school between the Mthentu and Mnyameni rivers in a breathtaking area of the Wild Coast, about 2 hours from Port Edward. But we are stuck at a bridge that has been partially washed away. Yet our problems are insignificant compared to those of the man we hope to meet. By 8:30 a.m., Mr Msabane, principal of Baleni Secondary School, has spent 2 hours navigating muddy tracks to fetch the English exam papers at the district office for his matric students. Failure this morning is not an option. In 2010, he beat the elements when the only way to cross the river was to commandeer someone's horse.
That time, it was raining very hard. I called one man here to come and come with a horse. I took the papers, I ride the horse, I come to school.
Until he arrives at school, he's anxious. The same year he crossed the river on horseback, one of his students drowned attempting to cross the river in time to write. Will they all make it this time, he wonders.
It was very raining, I was worried. Then I was very amazing when I see them all present.
Mr Msabane will do whatever it takes to ensure his matric's success. When the roads damaged the 2 cars he relied upon to fetch the accountancy papers, he co-opted our car to make the long journey to fetch them. It's dedication and determination like this that has taken his matric pass rate of 30% to 88.4% in 4 years.
I came here and I told them that this school will never be the same again. This school will never be the same again.
When he took the post, it was one of the worst performing schools in the Bizana district.
That time, the learners were wearing rings. They were roaching their mouths. The guys were wearing the trousers. The school was not having any control. They come, they go. They come, they go. If you are outside looking at the school, you will say it is a shopping complex.
He started by changing small things first and introduced a brief morning assembly.
We said the bell ringer must ring the bell. Everybody must respond. Everybody, from the teacher, from the principal, even to the assembler. Who is not in the assembly must go and account. We started from there.
Then he got the teachers to agree to maximum teaching time and then some.
Firstly, I talked with the teachers that what are we here for? I asked them, do you teach the maximum time per day that you are allocated to do? Then we went on saying, when you have taken your period in the classroom, don't come out if there is no teacher. The learners now were trained to be in the class.
Discipline applies equally to the teachers. Within 2 days, marked work must be returned to students.
Then is where we started moving up now. Everybody knows that I'm at work. I must do my work.
He then turned his attention to the matric marks.
It was not very good. My matric pass rate was always 30, 40, 30, 40, knocking to 50, but not getting upwards.
By 2009, he was starting to see a small change.
But what turned other things around is the question of the discipline. Discipline is very important.
That same year, Chris Harrison, a Master of Economics student, followed love and ended up on the Mthentu River, about 17 kilometers from Baleni School. The relationship ended, but he was seduced by the area and started extra lessons in the holidays at other schools in Bizana.
In South Africa, we have schools that will be amongst the best in the world and amongst the worst in the world. And I, through a lucky accident of my birth, have always had opportunities to go to the best schools. And because of that, I feel like I've benefited from the South African public education system in a way that few people have. And I feel like that leaves me with a very special set of responsibilities to the kids who are being neglected and left behind by the same system.
It's here Chris met Nkululeko Msabane, who was helping Mr Msabane define a vision for his school. Himself a past Baleni learner, he had gained valuable experience at Kearsley College but gave up teaching for conservation. We first met him when he fought dune mining in the area.
I've been fortunate to open so many doors. I owe my community to also try and open some opportunities. And there is no better way than making sure that the education that they receive at Baleni High School is the one that would be able to open doors for them as well.
Nkululeko introduced them, and drawn together by a passion for education, they clicked. Baleni became the base for a project Nkululeko called iKhangela, meaning Venus, the morning star.
iKhangela is really about getting skilled young South Africans into the world of volunteer work through education.
The project dovetailed perfectly with the vision of the school that Nkululeko had helped Mr Msabane develop through questions to both principal and staff.
What do you want Baleni School to be? What do you want you to do here? What do you want the learners to do at school? I distribute to the teachers. Teachers say that Baleni must be the best school in Bizana district.
If Mr Msabane doesn't improve things at the school, I fear he may explode from his sheer desire to do it.
A 75% Matric pass rate was their target, but then he had to hold the teachers to account.
We say, okay, we are at 30. Who are underperforming? Then I called by using their names. Hey, Mr. Underperformer. Hey, Miss Underperformer. And they started to be angry about that. I said, no, we're not fighting. Remove this from you only. I'm the principal. I've never done accounting. I know nothing about accounting. And I've recommended you because I trust you. Show me that you have an ability to do something. How can you show me? By getting more than 75% only.
But 75% meant more teaching time. So he introduced night classes and study groups from 6 to 9 p.m. that he personally oversaw. It's here the volunteers are making their biggest contribution. Every evening since September, the generator is powered up. There's a bustle of activity as they download past papers from the internet and take the students through them.
You guys agree it's going to be all these X values here? Huh?
If that's not enough, they're at school by 6 a.m. for additional classes that begin before the school day, and the learners can see the difference.
Ngokufika nje kwale project ndiye ndanomdla kakhulu ukuthi ndikahlezi nje ndisenza nje imisebenzi yesikolo nje kuba alikho ixesha uba ngathi mandihlale nje ingabikho into ndiyenzayo kuba it's helped me for very much.
The volunteers live about 17 kilometers from the school in this abandoned fishing camp on the edge of the Mthendu River. In good weather, it's paradise. In bad, it can be a soggy affair.
Everything in your tent just smelled. You're just wet and dirty all the time.
Alex has had to get used to the long drop and washing clothes in a nearby stream. Mishka Phillips helps with the English papers.
To keep things dry is not fun. Like, there's a river underneath my feet every morning when I get up.
But despite the rough living, they love what they're doing.
To be able to teach these kids who need and want to be taught is, as a teacher, the best experience you'll ever have. It's so rewarding and fulfilling.
But the extra classes presented a practical problem. A learner like Sia, who's now in grade 10, won't make the classes when the time comes.
Per day, I usually walk 17 k's. So my home is right that side. The Baleni is right on top. It's far away from here.
Sia lives close to the Mthendu River. The school is a 40-minute drive from there. On foot, it takes 2.5 hours to school and the same time back home. But Mr Msabane and his team solved that problem too.
We said, let's call the parents of grade 12 and inform them that we want to finish the syllabus as early as end of June. How can we do that? Allow our learners to come and stay around the school.
What is extraordinary is that this school manages without electricity, too few classrooms and no running water. Adding to Mr Msabane's frustrations is a bank of donated computers he can't use in case the generator blows them up.
But now they are here not used because I don't have electricity. ESCOM said they will charge me 350,000 to take that electricity to this school. They suggested me that it's better to wait the program of the government. I think I will wait maybe until Jesus comes because I can't have that money.
But last year's pass rate of 88.4% has attracted a stream of new learners. Next year, over 1,000 are expected to cram into only 8 classrooms.
Yay! Because of this project, iKhangela, and the management of the school, and the commitment of teachers as well and the parents, next year will be floods.
To increase the space, Steve Hoff, an architectural volunteer, has designed a new admin building which is breaking ground as we speak. Any volunteers?
You won't find a school doing as much with as little anywhere in the country.